Ole Miss is the model.
Ole Miss is the model for what?
USC. Let me explain. Okay?
Isn't that Lane Kiffin?
That's Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the guy that was here for a while that got fired on the runway at the Santa Monica airport.
They're the model for USC to do what?
Here's why.
Okay.
To go from where you are right now, which is kind of, you know, I don't want to say the middle of the pack because they're at the bottom of the pack in the Big Ten. Last season in 2023, Ole Miss lost to Georgia 52-17.
Stomped.
Got beat, stomped.
Yeah.
This year, last weekend, they beat Georgia 28-10. Okay. Flipped it on them. Maybe not quite as decisive, but you know, Georgia,
a win is a win.
Heavyweights, and now all of a sudden they are inside the top 12 in the college football playoff. That if they started today, Ole Miss is a very likely participant to get in.
Okay.
Here's how they did it. They have one of the most robust NIL programs in all of college sports. Okay, so you think of these giant schools like Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia that pour all this money in, and they do, but one of the most successful NIL programs in college football is at Ole Miss. It's called the Grove NIL something or other.
So they just spend money.
They spend money. And here's how they've spent it. Their quarterback comes from USC. Their running back comes from Miami. One of their wide receivers comes from Louisiana Tech. Another one of their wide receivers comes from Louisville. One of their leading linebackers is from Arkansas. One of their two other leading defenders are from Clemson, Alabama, A&M, and Florida.
What's the payroll?
It's got to be a fortune. Kirby Smart, after they got beat, basically said they have better players than us, and they spent their money really, really well.
There's no salary cap.
You can go and do whatever you want. This is the model. Look at that. That's one, two, three, four, five, six. It's 10 players that come from a different place, and you went from a team that gets crushed by Georgia to a team that beats Georgia in 1 year.
In less than a year.
In one season, you turn that thing on its head. And look what we're talking about. We're talking about quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, linebackers, defensive linemen, cover guys, and rush guys.
I agree. This is what we were talking about. So you're telling me if Ole Miss can do this, you're telling me that Ole Miss, where's Ole Miss in Mississippi? Oxford, Mississippi, is more desirable than coming out west to play here?
You beat me to it.
There's no way.
I'm with you.
If you had the same kid, the same guys.
So what's the difference?
And you say SC or Ole Miss, Oxford or Los Angeles,
so
they're going to choose the South?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So why are they choosing the South?
Money. It has to be money.
SC doesn't want it.
It has to be money.
Right?
They're choosing the money.
And the money manifests in the want.
Are you telling me Ole Miss has more money?
That's what I'm telling you. They're spending more.
Isn't this where Brett Favre stole money from people?
That's Southern Miss. The state of Mississippi, but I
thought the state of Mississippi was broke.
I believe that it is. But if this is private citizens' money, this isn't coming from the state government. This is coming from private citizens.
Put all your money on this one bet.
Yeah.
What alumni has more money, Ole Miss or SC?
Stop. Of course it's SC.
Okay.
But you have to care.
You have to care about what?
Winning football.
And spending that money to go into NIL.
I know for a fact SC cares about winning.
Then why are they not doing this?
I don't know. I have no idea. It might be
speculate.
It might be Lincoln Riley. I don't know. Why wouldn't you want to come here?
So this is my point, D'Marco. I think we're saying the same thing. The only thing that's missing is, I know they say they want it. Go get it. It's only money.
That's it.
That's it. The reason Oregon is the best team in the Pac-10, they spend more money than
They went out and got it. Yes.
They went out and got it. They have a benefactor in Phil Knight that's about the best benefactor that you could ever hope for, right? Because he understands marketing, he understands sports, and he's got Nike's payroll.
It's unfair. He's got Nike.
He is Nike, right? So, but you know what? This has been 20-ish years in the making. You know this. You know you're a Pac-10 guy. Oregon was terrible. For a long time, years, decades.
Middling, definitely.
Middling, yes. And once in a while, it's like when Rich Brooks went to the Rose Bowl, it was a miracle.
And then the Rams hired him.
And then Bellotti comes in, and all of a sudden, Oregon / Phil Knight, you know what? Let's be good at football. And now, fast forward 20 years, they are.
I knew
they
Oregon
spend money.
Oregon took a step forward into big-time college football when I saw a billboard for Oregon football.
New York City.
No, on the 405
there
here.
You go. Yeah.
Like they've got the nerve to recruit in SC land.
Yeah.
They have lost their mind, and it worked.
And do you know who's the other top NIL collectives that aren't USC? Obviously, it's Ohio State, Tennessee.
Yep.
It's Texas.
They care more.
Yeah.
I
they
can't
care
believe
more.
that. I cannot believe that tradition, that school has stopped caring about football.
Not stopped caring. They care, but they don't understand what it means to care the way you have to care now, and that is cash.
You got to be all in.
Cash.
You got to be all in.
Because I'm genuinely asking you, give me an alternate explanation as to why they're not good.
The only other thing I can come up with is the coach.
Okay.
Maybe he's not selling it the way it should be sold.
Okay. Perhaps. The coach before him didn't have a ton of success. The coach before him didn't have a ton of success. The coach before him didn't have a ton of... Pete Carroll was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
That's what I mean. Like, this is not...
But this is... The NIL money is new.
It is new, but it's not... Everyone else
Maybe they're just late to the party.
Perhaps.
Yeah, okay.
Perhaps it's late to the party, but hey, we want to be... But, okay, you're going to have to do crazy stuff.
Yeah, I think the old days of recruiting, developing, and having a championship team are long gone.
Bye-bye.
You're going to have to get into the big money game.
Their quarterback came from USC.
Yes, I would have... You know what? Go steal from Oregon. Raid their program. Offer more money. Steal from them. That's what I would do.
And I... Because I agree with you. If you said to me, now Texas is an interesting one. There are going to be some places for SC where I think you get into a standoff when it just comes to all of it, right?
Yeah.
Weather, tradition, history, all of these things. There are some places that SC can play, but there are other places that can play too. Ole Miss isn't one of them.
I guess there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there it is. You get enough players going out there. And Lane Kiffin, I think, is a guy that does kind of sell it the way it should be sold. I'm going to play you. You're going to have an opportunity here. You're going to get as many eyes on you as possible. You're in the SEC.
He flipped that
in a heartbeat.
Huge chunk of that roster in 1 year, and you do it with money.
And maybe there's more pressure there on him.
So I think
maybe there's more pressure.
I think the pressure is the same thing as caring.
Yeah.
Those crazy Paul Feinbaum callers.
Yeah, there you go.
That is they're crazy, but they care in a way that West Coast people just don't.
There is no West Coast Paul Feinbaum.
No.
There is no
There's no West Coast Paul Feinbaum callers.
You're right. Well, maybe. Are you sure?
Yes. Much like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
30 years, there are a few, but they're all like that over there.
Yeah.
There's a smattering of them here or there, but there's
because I know a lot of SC nuts that are like
they
really
writing checks.
They're what?
Are they writing checks?
I thought they were. Maybe they're not. I thought they would want to go all in. Maybe they were trying to hold up the academic tradition of the school. I think you might need to let that go.
Well, I was going to say, if
that ship has sailed.
Then you have a choice to make. You want to be Stanford? Be Stanford. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you can't say, oh, we win national. No. You can't be Stanford.
I think you want to have the specter of that and go all in.
You can tell yourself the lie.
Yeah.
And at cocktail parties, you can tell the lie.
Yeah.
But I'm going to need you to scratch checks.
Of course.
It's college football now. It's college basketball now.
Tell me they don't have as much money
as
Ole Miss.
They do. So
yes.
Think of the alumni at USC.
That's what I'm saying.
So where are the football players?
Maybe you don't have it.
They go to the film school.
Yes.
They go to other things.
Right.
Maybe you don't have the right person to bridge the gap. And that goes back to head coach.
And they paid him.
Yeah, I know.
They made that, but now the game has changed. You got to pay him and you got to pay the guys. You got to play the players. Because I can't come up with Oxford, Mississippi,
it's gotta be
or
the coach.
Los Angeles.
It's got to be the coach. Because I keep hearing from coaches now it's not about coaching. They spend 80% of their time glad-handing.
Yeah.
But if you have a guaranteed contract and you can't be fired, what's the impetus?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's the issue.
They're in the right conference
I know
now.
Lane Kiffin can be fired.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All of them can. I'm trying to, in college football, who is the
Lincoln Riley can't be fired. $91 million? You
not
can't
yet.
fire that
Kirby.
guy.
But they will eventually.
I know.
They just got to bleed that account down a little bit.
Term,
no.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, you go back a few years ago, Bobby Bowden was never going to get fired.
No, he's the institution.
They're
it would take a lot to get Kirby Smart's fired.
Yeah.
How many years would Georgia have to miss the college football playoff or lose in the first round of the CFP before they'd fire him?
2.
3? 2?
3.
Yeah, that's so.
Yeah.
He absolutely can be fired. There's not like those guys, the Woody Hayeses, the Bo Schembechlers, those guys. That's
an old school thing.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, you're hired. Great. We love you. Go
right.
Now.
I need you to recruit
and here's a checkbook, and here's good. It's just it's.
I would only hire a coach that's single because I need you out every day. This is what I need from you. Every single day, you need to recruit.
Be single,
period.
be married, be whatever. But here's what I know: I need 20 hours of your day every day.
More than that,
Yeah.
I need you to be on the phone constantly. Yes.